Welcome back. Well, let's focus on the stock that's been in focus for the last 3 months or so. Kalyani Steel, they've signed an MOU with the Odisha government to set up manufacturing unit with a total investment of around 11,000 crore rupees. Mr. R.K. Goyal, the managing director at Kalyani Steel, joins us on the show. Hi, Mr. Goyal. Good morning, first of all, and thank you so much for joining in. You know, Mr. Goyal, for the last 10 years or so, whenever you've joined at the channel, I've kept telling you that the promoter entity is lacking that fire. And the street really, is always disappointed that you have cash, but you're not expanding capacity. Now you have come back in style. We have seen inorganic growth and you're talking about a massive capex in Odisha. Just to clarify a couple of points, 11,000 crores plus, right? 11,750 crores is the total investment that you're putting in. Could you confirm that? And also, could you break it up for us? How would you fund it? Will it be a mix of debt, equity? Is the promoter entity looking to infuse some more money into the company?
Good morning. First of all, we were looking at a right opportunity, right environment, political stability to set up a project in the country to make investment. As you know, typically projects in ferrous or non-ferrous segments are highly capital intensive. Today, we are at the right environment, right political stability, and global situation is very helpful for India. So that's why we have taken a decision supported by the Odisha government to make a large investment. Now, the total investment, 11,750 crore, is in two parts. One is for specialty steel and auto cluster. Second is for titanium alloy, titanium metal, and aerospace and defense components. Now, as far as the titanium part is concerned, it's extremely difficult to get a technology. So we are in the process of developing technology, which will take some time. As far as the specialty steel and auto cluster part is concerned, that's our core competence. And this project will move very fast. Even then, starting from environment clearance and all, it will take anyway around 4 years of time.
4 years of time. But sir, the question that I asked was, how do you fund it? So we've got broad details of the entire project. You waited for the right time. It will come up in the next 4 years. You're looking at all clearances. How do you fund this? 11,750 crores. How much of it will be debt? I think the last time you mentioned you have some cash of around 600 crores. So how much of debt, how much of equity, how much of fresh issue, how much does the promoter bring in?
As I mentioned, we divide the whole thing into two parts. First, let's talk about specialty steel and auto cluster. In that, we will be able to fund by equity as well as the debt. And we have already got a lot of offers which are coming up, that there are a lot of people who are ready to lend us money and at a very attractive rate.
Okay. So there'll be an equity component as well. Let's understand more then, sir. Do you want to break it up for us of the ratio of equity and debt? And you're talking about people are interested. People have been very interested in Kalyani Steel because it has good parentage and there's tremendous scope of growth. So in terms of the equity component, will it be from a financial investor? Will it be from a promoter entity? Or could there be a larger steel company that wants to be part of the business?
No, you see, we already have a lot of cash and next 3-4 years of cash generation and all. I think that will take care of whatever the equity component required. And if there is any shortfall, we will find a way to fund it. But I'm pretty confident we may not require. And balance will be debt. And we are yet to fine-tune everything because after signing the MOU, now some of the cost, we have a better clarity. But still, once we start negotiating various equipments and all, then we will know exactly how much is the money required. And accordingly, we will organize. I don't see any problem in that area.
So could you break it up for us? How much will be the equity component? How much are you looking at in terms of the debt component, sir?
It can be anything around 60-65% or something like that.
60-65% will be equity?
No, debt.
Oh, will be debt. All right. Okay, got it. That gives us a little more clarity on the situation. Can you tell us who are the targeted customers that you're looking at? Will it be with the group company Bharat Forge itself?
Actually, this project is configured in a manner that majority of products will be produced which are not produced in the country. And at the same time, they are produced only by 1 or 2 companies globally. So it will be replacing some other products or imports, or it will create a large international market. At the same time, this project has a capability to produce 100% green steel. So there are a lot of things which really need to unfold, including CBAM and all. And if terms in CBAM is attractive, may produce major part of it as green steel and export. So right now we are keeping fingers crossed, but it will have features which nobody has in the country, and hence it has very little to do with the group companies. It will be largely non-group companies.
Okay, so it'll be predominantly for exports?
It depends how the things unfold. If it is the CBAM terms are favorable, then we can start manufacturing green steel and start exporting. And
Okay,
even
got it.
otherwise, we'll be able to export.
Mr. Goyal, just want to understand, sorry we need to come back to this, but it appears like a big development. So as you told Sonia, 60-65% will be debt. Of this 11,750 crores, 60-65% will be debt?
Now, let's, as I mentioned earlier, let's talk about the specialty steel and auto cluster first.
Okay.
I'm not talking of the titanium part. How we
Okay,
will
so the
fund-
specialty steel, sir, specialty steel is
Yeah.
around 6,600 crores. Out of that,
it is not only
60-65
specialty steel. Sorry, it is with the auto cluster.
Yes, with auto cluster, sir. That entire thing is estimated at 6,600 crores, and the graphics will come up for our viewers on the screen as well. Out of that, 60-65% will be via debt, right? So you still have that, remaining around 2,500 to 3,000 crores. Now, that amount will be entirely equity, or some portion of that will be cash as well?
No, there are several things. One is for the auto cluster, there will be some other entities within group, without outside group, they'll be ready to invest. Number two, there will be certain other benefits which will be available, right? For the auto cluster and all. So I think with next 4 years of profits and the current cash available, we will have adequate funds available for setting up our portion of the project.
Okay, no, but the reason I ask you is your market cap now is around 3,500 crores. Even if you
Yeah.
raise, even if you raise 1,000 crores via the equity route, it will be a big dilution.
No, we have not really worked out, and I don't think we are thinking in that direction. We are
Okay,
not thinking
all
in
right.
that direction.
You're not thinking. So the equity component could be how much, sir?
We are still working out, as I mentioned,
Okay.
roughly indication I have told you, and we will
I think-
find a way to fund it.
I think in the next couple of months, then it'll be interesting to see developments because on Kalyani steel as well as on this, capex will require further details. But I think one thing that you can tell us is on the pricing front for your core business as of now. The last time we chatted, you said 20% had agreed on that price increase of 3,000 rupees per ton. What is the remaining 80%? Have they also come on board for this 3,000 rupee per ton increase?
It is at the final stage of negotiation, and we are very shortly going to close it, and we'll definitely get.
At 3,000 rupees.
It may be 3,000. You see, when you are in negotiation, you can't be very rigid that I'm going to get X amount, Y amount. And it is a negotiation with the industry. It is not with one single company.
All right, Mr. Goyal, you're keeping your cards very close to the chest. The last couple of interviews that we have had, we want to hear more about Kalyani Steel. And even today, me and my fellow anchors, we have tried to get out details with regard to this Odisha plant. You've given us broad details, but I think the next 2-3 months, we'll have to watch it very, very closely to get concrete details. But thanks so much for joining in here on CNBC TV 18.